Dortmund 3, Manchester United 2. Man United's tour of the USA concluded with another defeat. That's a loss to Wrexham, Real Madrid and Dortmund. But if you look at us beating United twice, that's 2 wins and 3 losses, and that's the way I'm going to look at it. Yeah, beating Arsenal twice, sorry, yeah. That's the way I'm going to look at it. But there was a lot of positives tonight, and there was a lot of negative comments, which I understand sometimes you get a little bit knee-jerky when we see certain performances, but there are a lot of individual errors that led to the defeat tonight, Nathan.
Yeah, of course. It's a bit reminiscent of what Arsenal did against us. They conceded 2 mistakes, and they paid for it. We did the same. We did 3 mistakes, and we paid for it today. But the difference is we got 2 goals in that process as well. And we had some positive performances from certain players, especially Sancho, moving, looking sharp, looking fast as well, just as fast as he did against Arsenal to score that goal. You got Palestri on the ball a lot today, moving well. And it's just, some of the players in the second team, they got a lot of minutes in their legs as well to stay sharp enough that if they're called upon when the season starts, they've actually had some minutes in their legs as well. So I know Ten Hag knows what he's doing. At the same time, you've also got to get performances and get results. Even though it's pre-season, you do want to have results. It's helpful for going into the season. But I think the next couple games, we'll start seeing a proper starting 11 and, better results.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, and you made the reference there to Arsenal and their mistakes in the first game in the States. That was their strongest 11 that was making them mistakes, and I think that most United fans need to pay attention to that wasn't our strongest 11. Yeah. In fact, the 2 players who made the mistakes in the first half are not going to be in United's starting 11, even if they're at the club, especially in the case of Brandon Williams. I expect him to go somewhere else. But there was a lot of positive moments, Sancho particularly. He seemed to really thrive in that centre-forward position.
Yeah, he loves it. He looks like he loves it up there. He's got license to go anywhere on the field when he's up there in that final third. So, and again, you just want to see a lively Sancho. He's even won a tackle today, off the ball. Normally, he never wins a challenge. I've never seen him win a challenge last year at all. So for him, he seems like he started on the right foot this year, and hopefully we're gonna have a positive season from him and get some goals and assists that we're used to seeing when he was in the yellow of Dortmund. Yeah. Let's see if we can do it again.
I think everybody wants that player back, don't they, at United. Andy, what did you make about the first half in particular?
Very enjoyable. Like I say, some really good performances like from Palestra, Sancho, even Heaton was really good. For 40 minutes we controlled pretty much most of that game. Then it's 2 silly individuals. So pardon my ich bin Scheiter, shit German defending, you know what I mean, Scheiter. So it was just so disappointing with the defending, but an all-round performance, absolutely beautiful. I enjoyed the second half. Anthony getting his goal, and even then when he'd done the 7, 8, 9 changes, Nathan tagged onto it, all his boys came on, and it made a difference, even though he said the last mistake was Wan-Bissaka, and there was another mistake before that, and I loved Nana's, like having a right go at him. Obviously, it was somebody's mistake. Yeah. And even Harry Maguire got an earful.
Yeah, so he wasn't shy.
What do you think you're doing, lads? Come on. So that's the positives I can draw it out, you say. But the individual mistakes, like you say, Wan-Bissaka's you can forgive. But Brandon Williams, if you can lip read, you can lip read. You know what he said to Lindelof, and Brandon got done on his as well. It's just like say they won't be in that squad at the start of the season. They may be still at the club, but they won't be in and around the team. And the second half, you see what most likely is our strongest 11 for the Wolves game. Even though we say we've got Old Trafford next week, I'm sure it'll be the same again. You have to have a mismatch because we're going to play in Ireland on a Sunday as well. So it's trying to accommodate 2 squads. But yeah, that will be the strongest 11 for the Wolves game at Old Trafford.
Yeah, and there was a lot of positives in the second half as well. I don't think we should overlook Donny van der Beek, who who's come for a lot of criticism, rightly I think. But today he had 2 assists. One may have been unintentional for Anthony's goal, but he played his part in central midfield. I thought Mount was really good to sort of transitions, very sharp. As soon as he's got the ball, he's always looking to move it on, which is I think sometimes we've staggered too much in that area in centre midfield. I think a lot of people were concerned about Rashford's finishing. There was the ball came over to him at the far post. Should have buried that really. Hugo, there was a chance there. So basically, if you look at, they've signed Højlund, it's going to be put pen to paper this week. it looked like a team that needed a number 9, and we've got one now. So we've just got to hope that this lad's worth the money that we're paying for it.
Yeah, you're totally right there. With all them things you've just mentioned, Rashford he's going to get sharper. We know what he's like. He's not great till he's fully sharp. So let's just wait till he gets to that level, and then it'll probably coincide with the start of the season. Hugo, again, like you say, he's a young boy. He's just come in, and it's one of them opportunities where if he was no pressure, is in his own element, is in his own age group, he'd probably round the keeper there. So that would have probably been a 3-3. Again, no mistakes, and we're winning this game easily. It would have been nothing, no problems whatsoever, 2-0 even, and we're chilled.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way. We can say that Arsenal could have said that, to be fair.
Yeah, it's true.
But end of the day, Donny's done well, coming back from a big injury. He's keeping it simple and just passing and moving. What you expect from him whenever that happens. Obviously, fortunately, he's had 2 assists, not even from meaning it. But again, it's only going to feel good for him to be back on the field and contributing to us scoring goals, which is something we're struggling to do at the moment. But once we get Højlund in that position, I think things will open up. I think other players will play a lot better because they'll have different options, different hold-up options, balls into a player, running off them. And then you'll have a guy steaming forward. The same way Haaland actually steams forward to get into them areas. Højlund does like to try and do them same kind of runs down the channels, get in there, and he can get down the channels and put balls in for people as well. So just like that ball where Brandon gets in, got to play it first time. That's another goal. Sancho's missed that chance. That's a chance missed to score.
If that's Luke Shaw, you know that ball's going in. It's a better player.
And Højlund. Højlund could run down that channel, and as soon as he sees him, he flash that ball across. That's one of the things that he's really good at, and that could have been a Sancho goal. So when you look at it like that, you know, them little tweaks will make all the difference when it comes to us getting goals. And I can't wait to see what happens if we get an Amrabat in who can replace Casemiro whenever needed, and then obviously Højlund coming in and see what happens there.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of negatives to take from, but there's defeats in pre-season and friendlies, and I don't think there's too much you can read into them, but there are fans out there that will. Moving forward then, looking ahead, are you happy how pre-season's gone, Andy?
Yeah, I thought most of our games we played really well. It's just a lack of finishing, lack of quality, poor defending. But no, I'm just saying one game.
What parts of him went well then? The defending was bad. The striking was terrible. What did you enjoy?
The going forward bit, like the interchanging, the plays, like the middle bit, like you can. There's something there. So we get Højlund as well. It's clicking into place, and it's enjoyable to watch the interchange play, because let's say season before that they didn't want to know each other and there was nothing there. So this is just another stage of the evolution now with Ten Hag. We're getting there. We're going. We get Amrabat. Maybe we get somebody from North London before the end of the window. I don't know, but it could be. It's looking good, and I'm relishing going to Old Trafford next week and see what we got, because let's say that first 11 with Højlund as well. He'll make his debut at Old Trafford, and I'm looking forward for the next few weeks, and it's going to be good. And like I say, if you get off to a good start in the Premier League, it bodes well for the rest of the season. Yeah, well, I'm just loving how entertained you were from bad defenders and good attacking and everything. Silver lining, all that clouds. There was more positives than negatives, but it's just them 3 mistakes. It's like, wow, it's like, you know, if that were the Premier League match, you'd be in trouble. Yeah. But it's just a pre-season, you can forgive. Yeah. That's it. But I know Erik ten Hag will not be happy with them mistakes, and he'll eradicate it. Right, you've had your chance. You don't blow it again, and that's it. We start fresh next week. Yeah, and we undoubtedly are going to be a better team than we were last year. Oh yeah. I mean, and we struggled to get over that the last sort of 2 months. You know, going into the finals and stuff, but post-Carabao Cup, we really struggled to go over the line, and bringing in players like Mount, Højlund now as well, and Onana. The level of football is only going to get better. So if you're losing with 20 minutes to go, you're going to get a reaction, and you get an equaliser with Højlund in the mix now going forward as well. Bruno played a brilliant ball. He's taking his captain's responsibility, so positive. Yeah. And it's just it was a great save from the keeper and the young lad. It's just shame. And like you say, Nathan said, at his level, he would have probably scored that on his youth level. So it's positive. Like, I'm looking so forward to the season. I say we're going to be. I say we'll be in and about that top 4. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, and then lastly, before we go, Nathan, the first half, I think I likened it to a car boot sale. That it was like Ten Hag putting his players on display as to who people should buy. Out of that starting 11, do you see any moving on anytime soon? Obviously, Maguire's probably the biggest name.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see Maguire. We've seen an offer come in for him already, so I expect an improved bid to come in from West Ham. I expect him to go for between 35 to 40 million, maybe with some kind of add-on of some sort to maybe go higher, hopefully. But yeah, so he's one. And again, if there's someone wanting Donny, and wondering whether he's still the same kind of player as he was, you can see he's a useful midfielder. Yeah. So he might be a player that somebody takes a punt on. In terms, you know what he's done in the past, and you know that he's capable of doing whatever you need. So that's fine. And then who else is there? I don't think anyone else. So yeah, that's fine.
Oh, Jamie on a super chat said, after seeing this Sancho performance today, if an offer was made for him, what fee do you guys think is reasonable, and where would you reinvest? Darshan said, need to cut down on the defensive lapses. All right, Jamie, I wouldn't sell Sancho if an offer came in.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, Nathan mentioned as well, let's say, with the additions going out the door, you can raise enough funds. Maybe you could add one more player, maybe 2 players to the squad.
Well, that's the thing. If we sell Fred or another, then we can
Fred
McTominay, 50 mil again.
Maguire, get Donny. That's 90 million at the max.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're going to get rid of all them sort of people. But Amrabat's probably going to be the person to come in, isn't it, as a midfielder? But yeah, I'm positive, man, and don't read too much into pre-seasons. Anyone watch Man United on a Lou Van Gaal will know exactly what I mean. But thank you very much for staying awake and keeping me awake as ever with your entertaining analysis. Nathan Ellington and Andy Tate, check them out on the socials. I've been Scotty. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm going to bed. I don't care where you are in the world, but I'm off to catch some Z's. I'll see you soon.